Hello, my name is Eunice Bridges, and I am the Family Service Coordinator for Habitat for Humanity Lake County. Jasmine, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your Habitat story.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Gladly. Can you tell me something about yourself?
Well, I'm 32 years old. I'm a single mom I have a 9-year-old son, Amari, and then I have a 4-year-old daughter named Armani. Growing up, I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. I moved out to the Lake County area when I was 12 years old with my mom and my other siblings, which is 6 more. So I was raised by my mom, and she raised 6 kids on her own. We had a rough life growing up as far as our living situation. We was in foster care for a little while, and from foster care, they helped my mom move into an all-women's shelter. So we stayed in the women's shelter for a few months where they helped her become self-sufficient, where she moved into an all-women's apartment complex.
So, Jasmine, tell me, what work do you do?
Well, I've been a certified hemodialysis technician for the past 5 years now, and there we work with people who are on dialysis and are suffering from kidney failure. I work in a clinical setting. I work with patients inside of a clinic, and then I have a second job where I work with patients who are in a nursing home. And there we provide in-house dialysis to those patients.
And do you take any precautions on your job?
We already had precautions going on. We had the PPEs.
Which are?
My PPEs are personal protective equipment where we wear our face shields, our masks, our gowns, and gloves. And working with people on dialysis, we always worked with people who is bodily fluids. So we always had the proper PPE. But for when COVID-19 hit, we was actually granted the N95 mask and the hair nets to protect our hairs, and shoe covers to protect our shoes from anything. Now we always have patients wash their hands before and after treatment. We always took temperatures before and after the treatment. So those was things that we had already had in place. And as far as like social distancing, now we try to keep the patients a little bit further from each other as far as sitting down at their stations.
And how and when did you first hear about Habitat?
I heard about Habitat over 15 years ago. I grew up in housing projects in North Chicago, the Marion Jones, and one day I was looking out my window and I seen like a group of people. First it used to be a forest, and then all of a sudden we seen them cutting down the trees. And then 2 weeks later, you seen a lot of people coming over, and the whole time I'm thinking like, what are they over there doing? And as the weeks and years went by, they built a whole community. And that's when I found out that it was a community called Habitat for Humanity. So that's the first time I was first introduced to Habitat for Humanity. And as I got older and I was able to understand the kids from the neighborhoods, they used to come over to our neighborhoods and play basketball with us or play double dutch with us. And that's when they told us that our moms and dads helped build the homes. These was Habitat for Humanities is where, you help build the homes and they provide homes for you.
And that area that you're speaking of is our Carter Crossing, which is one of the subdivisions that we built.
Yes.
Okay, so therefore you witnessed that. That's
yes,
great.
I watched it happen from the trees being there to the homes being there, the families moving in. And it was kind of like amazing, like, wow, I want something like that. I've always grew up wanting something like that.
Okay, I get it. So what is your current housing situation?
Right now, it's 3 of us staying in a 2-bedroom, a small 2-bedroom. My kids have to share their rooms. They really don't have enough space, personal space. You have a 9-year-old who likes to play the game and want his privacy. And then you have a 4-year-old who likes to run around and have her toys everywhere. And it's kind of like conflict of interest going on in the homes. It's not nothing that we are used to because my kids, they really don't have space, their own personal space.
So, how did your children react when they found out that you were accepted into the Habitat program, home buying program?
My kids were ecstatic. I think over the past 5 years now, me and my son has literally moved a total of 4 times. And maybe after like the second time of moving, my son, Mom, when we gonna get our own house? When we gonna stop moving? When we gonna start having our own? Like, why we gotta keep on moving? So when he found out that I was accepted into the Habitat for Humanity program, he was ecstatic. It was almost like a dream come true to tell him that, we gonna build us a home. So my kids was really happy, and my daughter, Mommy, when we moving into our home? Oh my God, we giving our own home, and my kids was happy. They was really happy.
What words would you use to describe Habitat?
Habitat is an experience.
Yes.
It is an experience like no other. I've heard about Habitat, but when I finally got into the program, it was like, oh my God, this is what it's really about. And Habitat teaches you a lot. It educates you. If you're not too familiar with buying a home or being a first-time home buyer and not really having the resources or the knowledge or the education to go and buy your own home, I think Habitat is like the perfect choice for a first-time home buyer, especially like people who grew up in low-income housing and really didn't have that type of opportunity to learn about the importance of home buying or life insurance or savings accounts and things of that nature.
And what about, we talk about budgeting?
Yes, even with budgeting, Habitat also, it helps you because you know to pay your bills, but you really don't know how to budget your money. And ever since I've been in the Habitat program, it has really taught me as far as my budgeting, what to really look for and how to spend my money and where my money is going towards versus just throwing my money away like I've done in the past.
If you could talk to a stranger just on the street about Habitat, what would you like to let them know?
The Habitat is great. You learn a lot from Habitat. And if you are someone who wants better for you and your family and you don't know how to go out there and get better, I think that Habitat will be the perfect opportunity to help you move forward in life as far as providing you with affordable housing and your own home and something that you can call your own. And it puts you in a safe environment versus to what we used to, or even just something just affordable for you and the family.
So would you say this is something looking at your dreams coming true?
Yes, it's unraveling right before my eyes.
Okay.
And it's crazy because as a child, you have dreams as a child, but as you get older, those dreams kind of fade away. Like, I'm too old to be dreaming. But in reality, like, you never get too old to dream. And I think the Habitat really is not only making my dream come true, but making the dream come true for me and my kids.
If you had this opportunity, like now, to thank people that have really helped you get to this point where you are now, who would those individuals be or organizations be?
First and foremost, I would like to thank God, because without Him, none of this would be possible. I would like to thank Habitat for giving me this opportunity, me and my family this opportunity. I would like to thank my family, my mom, most important, for always encouraging me to do better, knowing that I can do better, I can have better. All I got to do is just put a lot of hard work and determination into it, and you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. And my sponsors, Abby, thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Jasmine, thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing your story with us.
Thank you.